everyone, Witch Boy Columbus here. I am doing kind of a video response, kind of, to when Dora 3, You're Not a Real Witch, and also the video response that I watched from Luna Willow. I have watched Wendora's whole video. I watched it at work the other day, so I might miss some of the things or whatever, but it was the other day. And then I just watched Luna Willow's, so I might seem a little rambly. I try not to be, you know me, I'm just off cuff. When something strikes me, I want to respond to it, and I feel bad because I haven't been posting a lot of videos lately, and I apologize for that. I just haven't felt it, you know what I mean? I want to do something that's going to be entertaining and exciting for somebody to watch, and I just haven't found what I want to do yet. Like, I have all these ideas, but it's like, oh, I got to start, you know, in the morning, or I got to do it in the evening, or I got to do it at this time, and then I'm, you know what I mean? So I apologize, is what all that boils down to. But back to this topic of You're Not a Real Witch. Okay, I'm unclear, because maybe I didn't watch the whole video all the way, or I don't remember. I was unclear of where this comment came from. But I have a couple ideas, okay? If the comment was made by someone who is not familiar with the pagan past, does not use the term witch, or whatever, are they coming at it from, you're not a real witch because of media and TV is their idea? Or are they a person that identifies as pagan or a witch, or, you know, in our umbrella, and then judging you and not deeming you worthy to use that term? Because it's like two different things. The first one, most people just need educated, and most of the time their mind is so shut that it's going to be really hard to even instruct them. So, I mean, what do they matter? They don't. You know what I mean? Let them believe whatever. You can say, okay. Okay. Whatever you say there. Because if they're coming at it from that mentality, it's also kind of the same mentality as Christians, where, you know, remember that the term witch was a derogatory term for anyone that basically didn't do what the people in charge said, or that religion said. You know what I mean? Mainly the people, more of who, oh, you're going against what my authority, so you're a witch, kind of thing. But we've reclaimed that word and turned it around to mean something positive. To us, anyway, and to more people that when they learn what it is. But, you know what I mean? There's still that knowledge gap right now that we're still facing today, where people don't know, or they're thinking that we're movie people. Because, you know, I've watched a lot of the TV shows. I really like supernatural stuff, so I like watching the shows and the movies, and I don't always agree with all of them, but I like watching. They're there for entertainment. That's what I usually, sorry, I got Twitter. I like them. I would love to be, you know, have that power, like that, visual of power, you know what I mean? Because it's really, what's the word I'm looking for? A vulgar display of it, kind of. But I think it's more, for us, it's more subtle. I mean, it's there, it's the same stuff, but just more subtle. One day I will learn to turn my screensaver off before I start recording. So, but I mean, like, because I think it's blurring. Movies and media and like TV and stuff, even books, blur. They make it hard for someone that doesn't know and hasn't studied witchcraft, or what being a witch is. They're blurring it more and more, because the people that are researching their facts, or they're coming up with their storyline, they actually research some of what we believe and some of what we study and hold, they just warp it to fit their needs. You know what I mean? Like the movie Beautiful Creatures. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but they were actually celebrating. I was doing the math while I was watching it because I was excited. I was paying attention to what she was saying when she said that she was gonna, for her claiming is what it was. She had that tattoo that was changing dates, and I was like, oh my god, it's Yule. So like it was, yeah, it was on Yule, and then so because I pasted back how many days and what day she said, you know, in the movie she said what day it was, and then she had the number, so I added it up, and they had different celebrations, and she had celebrated Samhain, and she had, you know, I mean, they just didn't say that, but they were following our little year, roughly. Excuse me. So they actually use some of our facts, but then they warp it to make it more interesting, or more whichever way they're going with their storyline. But I think that if somebody like that hasn't really studied, or has just dabbled, or just read a little bit and is going about it with a closed mind, or I don't want to say not bright, because that sounds like I'm calling people stupid. But I mean, you know what I mean? You can tell there's some people, your mind has to be in a certain place. It truly has to be open, or you're going to take what you're reading and twist it and make it bad. Just like some of the videos that I'm watching about that that have been posted in the YouTube Pagan channel are by I think that's his name. He's gonna cuss me out for murdering his name, but like it's about the 5-part series of the guy that's bashing witchcraft or whatever. When you watch those videos, that guy is looking at everything through the Bible, or comparing everything, what's right and wrong through this. And if you take that out of the picture, truly take it out, then you can maybe look at something a little more objectively. I'm starting to probably ramble, but the other part is, if it's somebody that uses the term witch for themselves, and they're running around just deeming who's worthy and who's not worthy, stay away from those people. First of all, they truly, in my eyes, in my opinion, are the last ones that should be using the word witch, because it means that they haven't gotten to the point where they haven't realized that none of that matters. Judging people does not matter, you know what I mean? It just doesn't matter. The only thing that's important is what you're doing and how you lead your life, and what, you know what I mean? That's the only thing that matters. And when you have to start telling people what they are and what they aren't, you haven't learned anything. You might as well go back to being a Christian, or whatever spirituality or whatever lifestyle that you had before you became this, because you haven't learned enough to realize that to me, a witch is a really strong person. We've learned all this stuff for ourselves. We haven't been preached it. We didn't get sat down and made to listen to this stuff. We went out and we researched and we learned about what we wanted to know by ourselves. So if you're getting past that, and you can look at what the lies that have been told to us our entire life and see them for what that is, or lies or stretched truth, then in my eyes, you're a witch. You're well on your way. If you can identify with other people of this pagan umbrella, and you truly believe that in your heart, you know, some of it, not all of it, because not all of it rings well for me, but most of it, then I think you are worthy. If you can see past that and realize that those rules and stuff that people decide that they have to lay down don't matter, you know what I mean? Then you're becoming more enlightened and becoming more of what I mean, like a witch. You know what I mean? I have to see everything for myself. refuse to believe anything someone tells me just because they say so. So my video is getting kind of long. I hope this was okay. I know Wendora had talked about Lady Gravedancer and the differences in their paths, and I think that's just it. That's what makes us so beautiful, is that we're so diverse and that our paths are so different, and not everything is by the by a book or what have you. Or otherwise we would be more of like a cult. You know what I mean? Where I don't know. I'm sure that there's that aspect amongst us, but mainly speaking as a solitary, I think that it's because I wanted to learn for myself. I didn't get told, so I can use whatever label I want. If that's who I identify with, if you identify and are like-minded with a majority that uses that label, and you want to use that label, guess what? Use it. I would not use the term if it didn't ring true for me. I would use another label. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. That's like the constant battle with the Abrahamic faith of you're not a real Christian, or you're not a real Muslim, or you're not a real whatever, because you are not following, you're not as devout as I am, or you do something different than I am. That's that same mentality. And aren't we past that? I'm hoping that when people come and find this path, or find our paths, that we should be past that. We shouldn't need that negative, judgmental behavior in our lives. And if that person is around you and you've gotten quoted that, now you can't really do much about online comments. If you get that through an online comment, delete the comment, block the user, whatever you need to do. Don't retaliate. It doesn't make any sense to retaliate. That's what they're doing. They're trying to troll you and get a rise out of you. Yeah. So if anyone else has any questions or comments on this subject, I'd love to see a video response or comment in the box below. I will put links to the other two ladies' channels in the down bar also. I love topics like this that make me think. If you notice I can get kind of rambling, that's because I'm thinking off cuff and things pop into my head. But let me know what you think. So it was great and to talk to everyone again, and I promise I will start making more videos. I just want to make them interesting. You know what I mean? So until then, blessed be.